on, everyone? Crobat for the win with weeks 2, 3, and 4 of the NPL. This is week 2 against top tier boy, and I'm going to lead off with my Superior. Go for the Leaf Storm, get that big boost, and that Tapu Fini goes down instantly. That crit mattered though. He was going to go for Blizzard, but we all know the Blizzard would have missed, so it would have made absolutely no difference at all. So I go into Rocky Balboa, as now I'm in against Scizor, and Iron Head hurts and flinches, and that actually really matters later on, because I really wanted damage on that Scizor. I would have got a massive amount of damage, at least maybe a good 30 or 40%, where that would have made a big difference to me. So just some turns go by, as now we have Excadrill in the Sand Rush, set up some rocks, he U-turns out with the Gliscor, that's fine. He goes into the Slowbro, which obviously has an Assault Vest, otherwise he can't take on my Psychic Core. He's going to switch out his Pursuit, which gets a lot of nice damage off. He then goes into the Gliscor, which I wish I had HP Ice for, but I do not, alas. He U-turns as I go into the Superior. Here is the what's it called, Volcarona, as I go into Tapu Lele to set up my Psychic Terrain, which it will just wreck something, and there goes Raikou, just gone. So it looks like I'm in a pretty good spot right now, but I don't know. He sets up the agility, and I realized that, oh shoot, I have nothing really for Scizor, and that's a really bad spot to be in, and I don't like being in this spot. Now, I try to go for the Earthquake, because otherwise I could lose. Now I just wish I had HP Ice on that thing. That's a lie, actually. But he goes for the knockoff, which is fine. I'm going to go for the Giga Drain and just get some health back, and I figured he's probably going to U-turn. The Giga Drain will make me able to live it, which is really important. Now this thing has 1% health, and it's just really silly, because apparently he's Scarved, and it outspeeds, and that was just a stupid play on my part. I should have assumed it was Scarved by the way he was playing it. I'm just an idiot sometimes. Ah, well. But, alas, there it goes down because I kill it with this thing. And now I have to go for some flinches with Rock Slide, otherwise I just get swept, basically, if he sets up. Unfortunately, I do not flinch the second time. I was going to go for an EQ afterwards because it would have KO'd at that point, but alas, this is basically going to be the end of the game because I absolutely cannot do anything to make this better. It's a really sad scenario because nothing in my team can live, and we're basically just going to get a 3-0 loss, and that's really traumatic. But we're going on to week 3 now, which is against Jolt, and it'll be popping up very shortly as soon as it decides to transition here. We're waiting, yep, here it is. We're going against Jolt, who's a pretty cool dude. Should look at his channel in the description as well. In addition to my first opponent, I forgot to mention, he leads with Nidoking, as I lead with not Excadrill, because Excadrills can U-turn, but then I actually go into the real Excadrill. I go for the Toxic Poison. He goes for the Foul Play, which does a ton of damage, and I probably should have expected that, and probably should have switched, but oh well. He U-turns as I go into Superior. Superior takes a little bit, but not that much. I go to this thing, and I don't even know why, to be honest. It probably was a misplay. He Flare Blitzes, and that's just dead, so there's this thing, which I think may have been Scar. No, Life Orb. It was Life Orb. That's probably an Assault Vest. Gross. He kind of needs it if he wants to take Psychic type moves, or to take Shadow Ball, or anything else, so it would make sense. Now I go for the Hidden Power, which I think was Hidden Power Fire, I think, maybe, or maybe it was Ice, it was one of those two. But anyways, that thing goes down, and Talonflame is just destroying my team, despite the fact that Talonflame was victim to 2016. It's still just wrecking me even after its death. I don't know how that's possible, but anyways, I go into Tapu Lele as he sets up the Toxic with the Latios. Now, I kind of just have to go for the Moonblast, because if he stays in, it goes for a move, then I'm in big trouble. If he could, it's reasonable to think he could. Now I go for the Shadow Ball as he switches out into the Megalop, and that was his best prediction of the game, or one of them for sure. And I really have no safe switches at all. So I have to go into this and just hope I can live an attack and Dragon Dance up. I don't know what to do. I think this game is pretty much a lost cause for me, but I'm going to keep on trying. Unfortunately, this Nidoking has a Sash, but at the end of the day, it's not really a big deal because I'm just going to go for the Poison Jab. My Z-move Dragon-type attack was pretty cool to watch, though. Oh well, though, this thing dies to a Fake Out. Unfortunately, that amount of damage, I actually think, I actually think I had a small chance to live, but at the end of the day, it just didn't work out. It's alright though. Gonna set up the Psychic Terrain as he goes into the Mega, or it goes into the Latias, I'm sorry. He Healing Wishes, which is not very fun, and he goes into the one thing I didn't want Healing Wished. I try to go for the Nature something, because I can't see it, because the little NPL logo's in the name, Nature's Madness, I think. Now my Mega Exam has 2% health, and it just dies. So it's a 3-0, and I lose again. Yeah, fantastic. That's 2 losses in a row. I'm 1 and 2 at this point, and we're just doing these in succession, so we don't have time to cry over them. Instead, we're going to go against Moxie Infernape, I think his name is. He's also going to be in the description. The link will be there for all these wonderful people. I brought Cryagonal. Yes, you're seeing this correctly. I brought Crying Jordan, the Cryagonal, and it's instrumental to this game, for sure. I also have Freeze Dry, which actually has very good coverage on his entire team. So I'm just going to keep that pressure on the Slowking after the Toxic Poison, after a couple of Freeze Dries. I know he's going to have to switch out. I'm pretty sure he's not going to have a Recover type, or Sock Off, I should say. So he's just going to have the Regenerator, which means he'll have to switch. I also know the Ditto is probably going to come in now and then to try to find out what my moveset is. It's not really a big deal, actually. He Magma Storms, which I'm actually not a huge fan of. I try to protect, hoping that he would just Z-move Grass type, but I also do have the Rindo Berry just in case I ever mispredict, and that should do just maybe around 50%. So I can live with a Rindo Berry pretty well. Rindo Berry can eat the Z-move Solar Beam. I forget what it's called, but that's pretty relevant. So there's the Heatran, and there's the Hippowdon now. I take the Secret Power as Future Sight, as I switch out. And he sets up rocks, which I kind of expected. Truthfully, I don't see Hippowdon really having anything to hit the Cryagonal, because I just don't think it's going to carry Stone Edge, it's not going to carry Fire Fang, it's going to have Slack Off, Roar, Earthquake, maybe a filler move or something. It's not going to have Stone Edge, so it's not even going to be able to touch it, I don't think. That was my prediction. Now here's the moment where he goes for the Z move, and because he Solar Beamed the first turn, he actually got me to use my Protect, which is actually really smart. But I just happen to have the Rindo Berry, and that worked so well for me. I get my Wish back. This actually, Vaporeon's going to stick around a while, and it's going to do a lot of work. Now we got the Future Sight again on the Cryagonal, because I have Rotom, which is actually also pretty good. It's a decent matchup in this game. I Volt Switch, as it's also Choice Scarf, by the way. I should probably say that. And now he has HP, presumably Fire, maybe Fighting, something like that. I don't know what, but at the same time, he makes a good play by going for it, because I guess that switch was a little obvious, but anyways, he switches that grass type thing that I can't even pronounce its name because I barely know it, so I'm just going to call it the grass thing, or maybe the bee movie. I'm going to call it the bee movie. The grass thing bee movie, yeah, something like that. Because I don't know, that was funny to me. His nickname was funny to me, Queen Bee Movie. Alright, anyway, so a bunch of turns go by as we have Vaporeon switching out and the Entei coming in. I just wanted to get the Wish off to it so that way I could get it back at full health. And I know that this thing is locked into a move because Ditto is Choice Scarf. There's no time when it's ever not Choice Scarf, basically. Now here's Slowking. Slowking is going to switch because it doesn't want to take an electric type attack. Unfortunately, I predict wrong. I was hoping he would go into something else, and not that, but he roars, and I take the Future Sight attack with my Excadrill. So at this point, it was just, I was very discouraged after that, that's for sure. How does that even happen? Like, why? What did I do to deserve that? To lose my Excadrill due to something as silly as that? I digress. I Toxic Poison the Slowking, which is nice. Any Future Sights, as I sent in something with good special defense, so that's not too bad. Crying Jordan takes some damage rather, due to the Psychic. It's okay, I'm going to recover up right now, take the Future Sight, but I have the chance to recover up again later, so I'm just going to switch out, go into Gigalith, which can take Magma Storms all day, and I know Solar Beam is literally useless now. You also still have Stealth Rocks, which, without the amount of switching that's going on, we're on turn 43 by the way, with the amount of switching, I know Stealth Rocks are going to be really helpful. Really, really helpful. He goes into Heatran, as I still have this thing in the Cryagonal. I just need to recover up. I want to be at 100% health, so I can take some things on later. Now here, he taunts, which is actually good for him. The Future Sight does a lot, but I'm going to have to switch into Entei and just hope that the Magma Storm either misses or just doesn't do any damage. But unfortunately, Entei's definitely getting worn down a bit. I kind of expected him to switch, but I really just wanted to go for my Z move because I kind of had a feeling Entei was on its way out soon. I decided to preserve it though, because I think I have a free switch to Vaporeon, which is never a bad thing. Yeah, I'm going to switch, as I just don't feel comfortable locking myself into Scald. I don't want to give the Ditto more damage. As Queen Bee movie comes in, the Grass Bee movie thing, he U-turns on my Rotom as I switch it in. Gets a crit, of course. All he does is get crits. This guy's lucky, not really. But in a couple of instances, he gets a few irrelevant crits, which I jokingly had said made the game. No, they really just... Anyways, I'm just going to move on from that. Okay, so I Wish Pass to this Rotom as he just switches around a little bit, and I Volt Switch on the Heatran. I know that the Heatran has no recovery other than the Wish that he could potentially get from my Vaporeon and with the Ditto, so I've got to try to keep it so that way that doesn't happen again. I don't want him to keep wishing. That really is not a good thing. Now the Hippowdon roars as it brings in Rotom. I want to trick the Hippowdon so it gets a Choice Scarf, so it won't be able to do anything later on. I also know it's basically locked into Roar if that's what I want to do, but I'm still going to go with safety. I'm going to switch into Crying Jordan one more time. He's in with the Soul King, but then goes in with the Heatran, and I was really hoping he would switch, and that was just literally the worst prediction on planet Earth for me. I should not have done that. That was the worst play, and at this point I felt like I lost, but I mean, obviously I would never totally give up on a game, but I really did believe that I lost this game, because that was a very disheartening moment, because I thought Rotom was really important to winning. But we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm still alive. Crying Jordan's keeping us alive at the moment. That's nice. It does die to a high jump kick due to the B movie, though. Every time B is said, replace it with high jump miss. There we go. So we're back in the game, because every time the word B is said, you're going to replace it with high jump miss. Good stuff. Good stuff. I'm so sorry that he missed it, though. It's going to help me in this game, of course. It's keeping me alive. But I feel really, really bad about it. I was joking about the silly crits earlier, but no, that really, really mattered. Honestly, if that hit, I think it was game over. He could have just swept me with high jump kick from there, I think. I'm pretty darn sure. But everything on my team is basically gone, except for the Vaporeon. But if you look at what he has left, if I play my cards right, and maybe if he plays a couple of his cards wrong, I think I can actually win. And he actually switches the Persian in on my Vaporeon, which means I can just Scald it and KO. And that works so well. Now, here he's going to keep trying to copy my Vaporeon, but nonetheless, we're just literally wasting turns because he's locked into Heal Bell as I have full health. So I'm just going to keep Scalding, no, I'm actually not going to do that. I'm going to Scald now, though. And, yep, there we go. The biggest crit of the game, not really. I'm just making a really poor joke, but I know that he also has Water Absorb, again with the Ditto. I can't do anything about that. That time I actually predicted him to go to Heatran with the Wish, but that's okay. I digress. He's going to keep going with it, so I'm just going to try to go for it one more time. I mean, what difference does it make if he's at 100% health? It really makes no difference. So he switches in Ditto one more time as he goes for the Wish, which is really... He only has 5 PP, so I just have to stall him out by going for a bunch of Heal Bells. So the end of this game is actually going to take quite a long time, so I'm just going to speed it up real quick. So, just a basically struggle war. I mean, I'm not struggling, but the Ditto is, because it only had 5 PP copied. It works out well for me, because somehow I win the game, and I'm going to be honest, I shouldn't have won. He should have won with the high jump kick, but it was a miss, and nonetheless, it's a W, but I'm still very gracious to my opponent, who took the loss. He took the loss like a champ, and I really respect that so much. I think that's great. I'm really sorry once again about the hacks, but nonetheless, we're going to move on to next week when we face Riz. So I will see you then. Peace.